everybody. Today is Wednesday, April 6th, 2022, and we have a very exciting show for you today. But most importantly, I would like to issue an apology. I'm incredibly sorry for the disgusting music that I played last week. It was not me. I promised you good music here, but technology hates me. So I don't know if I can deliver that today either, and it's not okay. But anyways, it's Isaiah joined by, as normal, Mina, Anthony, Lana, and in the Shadow Realm for the first time in this semester, I believe, who does not have his camera on. I don't know if he can even hear the audio, but Aidan is somewhere. But yeah.
Help.
I
Anyways,
heard.
guys, Aidan, are you there? Aidan?
Help.
I was gonna say it sounded like he was
All
calling.
right. It's nice to hear that Aidan is alive in the Shadow Realm. I don't know how to transition from that noise. Amina, we have news.
Yes. So in national news, former President Barack Obama returned to the White House yesterday after a 5-year absence. He was celebrating one of his signature achievements, the Affordable Care Act, alongside the man who served with him in the building for 8 years, our current president, Joe Biden. The healthcare law remains one of the lasting legacies of the Obama administration. In state news, Matthew Donovan of Blairstown says that a bear is responsible for killing a dozen of his chickens. He says that he is concerned that this could be an ongoing thing now that Governor Phil Murphy has canceled the New Jersey black bear hunt. Donovan says that he doesn't necessarily want to see bears killed, but he says that he is concerned about what an increased bear population can do. In local news, a pancake fun relay race on Bloomfield Avenue raised nearly $2,000 for Ukrainian relief organizations. The event was organized by St. James Episcopal Church and the Upper Montclair Business Association. Close to 100 people were in attendance, and community members lined the route to show their support. The church has committed another $1,000, bringing the amount to be donated to about $3,000. All of the money raised will be sent to the Episcopal Ukrainian Relief Fund. The weather today, it is raining with a high of 55 and a low of 44, with a humidity level of 89% and good air quality at 43.
Well, could you tell the earth to stop raining today because it is not ideal for anyone right now. But thank you as always, Amina. It was great. But now we have to go to the land of sports. Can we talk about the Lakers being an absolute dumpster fire or what today? Anthony.
I'm so happy. But Major League Baseball announced yesterday that it would start allowing pitchers and catchers to use anti-sign stealing technology to avoid opposing teams from sign stealing, the league announced Tuesday. This comes after a multitude of scandals coming out of the MLB regarding sign stealing over the last few years through outside technology, most notably the 2017 Houston Asterix and 2018 Boston Red Sox. The device is a set of buttons that, when pressed, give the pitch and positioning to the pitcher and fielders so that there's no way that the other team can see. This change is to be put into effect this upcoming season. Tiger Woods announced yesterday that as of right now, he plans on playing in this year's Masters tournament. Woods, who was recently involved in a car crash last year, injured his leg and was thought to not be playing again until 2023. The five-time Masters champion is only one green jacket shy of tying the all-time mark set by Jack Nicklaus, but it won't come easy. Woods still says he feels pain in his leg and that the walk between shots could hamper his game. But fortunately for golf fans, we will see him in Augusta this year. Los Angeles Lakers were mathematically eliminated from the playoffs last night in a 121-110 loss to the Suns. LeBron James elected to sit out the contest with an ankle soreness despite the team facing elimination. Head coach Frank Vogel said after the loss, quote, "Disappointed for our fan base, disappointed for the Buff family who gave us all this opportunity, and we want to play our part in bringing success to Laker basketball, but we fell short." The Lakers were looked at to be title contenders this year, but with injuries to key stars like Anthony Davis and some massive underperformers like Russell Westbrook, the Lakers will be watching the playoffs from the couch. The Rangers took the final showdown of the Hudson River rivalry last night, beating the Devils 3-1. Alexander Georgiev finished with 20 saves. This propels the Rangers to 96 points, which is second in the Metropolitan Division. And the Islanders fell to the Stars last night 3-2. Defenseman Noah Dobson added 2 assists in the loss.
Well, thank you very much, Anthony. That was great. But very quickly, I'd like to talk about this one story in LA very quickly. So Russell Westbrook has been the scapegoat for this team pretty much the entire year. And my problem with that is that it's not entirely his fault. Has he played bad? Absolutely. Is he the reason that they're playing awful as a team? No. I will say they did a terrible job building that team as they got rid of all their 3-and-D guys and then brought in Westbrook. And then for those who watch basketball, Westbrook is pretty much LeBron James, but in a much more condensed body. So both of them need shooters around them. And you know what they did? They didn't get any shooters around them. So this is I think Russ should probably stay on the Lakers. I don't know if I don't think they can get rid of him.
He's gone.
I don't know if
I
they
think
can get
he
rid of
could
him.
demand a trade if he really wants to.
He could, but who's gonna pick up that contract now? Especially the way it
Exactly.
looks
It's
like
tough.
how he played. But very interesting time to be a Lakers fan.
Lakers'
I'm glad I'm
future's
not.
destroyed. Their future's gone.
You know who's not gone though? The Raptors, and we'll leave it at that. They're gonna win the NBA Finals. Probably not, but wishful thinking. Anyways, guys, we have some bigger fish to fry. Not literally, but we have bigger topics to talk about, especially in our very own country, as Oklahoma has passed a near total ban on abortions. Yesterday, the Oklahoma legislature approved a bill that would make performing an abortion illegal in the state. There are exceptions, but only in the case of medical emergencies. Senate Bill 612 would make performing an abortion or attempting to perform the procedure a felony punishable by a maximum fine of $100,000 or a maximum 10 years in state prison or both. The bill first passed the state Senate last year and passed the state Republican-led House on Tuesday by a vote of 70 to 14 without debate or question on the floor. The legislation now heads to Governor Kevin Stitt, who has promised to sign every bill limiting abortion that comes across his desk. State Senator Nathan Dahm said that he and Governor Kevin Stitt had previously spoken about the legislation, and he said he would sign it. Legislators had worked closely on the bill with the national anti-abortion group Students for Life, which celebrated the bill's final passage yesterday. Republican State Representative Jim Olson, the bill's principal House author, told CNN that he believes rape and incest is a horrible crime, and though the baby is conceived in a horrible situation, that it still has the right to life. The baby should not be liable for the sins of the father, he said. It is still a life. The bill's passage coincided with abortion rights advocates' protests on Tuesday as the Oklahoma State Capitol against restrictive abortion bills being considered this legislative session. Wow, really feels like we're going backwards these past few weeks here in the good old United States. This, once again, I'm not too familiar with Oklahoma politics or anything, but this was surprising to me to even hear that this was happening and well over a year of happening. This is awful, guys. What do you guys think?
I mean, it sounds about par for the course for Oklahoma. It seems just like the epitome of politics being the absolute worst. But I still can't imagine that they're keeping a guy in power who says, what was it? He'll sign every bill that passes by his desk.
Yep. That is disgusting.
That's absolutely insane. And he's just going to be sitting there and he's probably going to get reelected because it's Oklahoma.
You know, Aidan, you are not lying at all. I 100% agree with you. It's this. I feel like this is only going to set the narrative for other states that have similar ideals as an Oklahoma, where this is just going to kind of spread in that area, and everyone, you know, for the most part, has similar views down there. They all vote the same, and the people that are making these bills and all these laws are the ones being voted into office, and this is just troubling. It's disturbing, and it's disgusting. Anthony, what do you think on this situation?
Here are my thoughts on like the abortion debate. All these people who are so gung-ho about fighting abortion and are, oh, this child has a right to life, this child has a right to life, they're always preaching this, but these people are always the first people that are willing to do stem cell like treatments and medications, and they're always the first ones that are for like that sort of medication, and it just seems like they're always turning back on what they believe in. If you have a stance on something like that, you have to sort of back it up. You can't be going back on stuff like that. Just the hypocrisy that I see from the right when it comes to issues like abortion, it needs to stop, because you just sound stupid when you go back on claims like that. And now we're just seeing that people don't have the right to choose what happens to their body, and it really is sickening, Isaiah. And I think that in order to move forward, we need to start reworking how we sort of break down laws like this.
Absolutely. And I think it's important to also get the perspective from the two women inside the studio here today. Amina, Lana, would both of you guys like to share some of your thoughts on this?
Do you want to go for? Okay, I'll go first. So I think this is absolutely disgusting. One, I feel like if when it comes to being a woman, I feel like that's her right. I don't think there should be a law saying like you can't do this and you can't do that. And I think this is even worse just because I feel like for me, this is the first time I've seen like it being said that even if they were like the situation came from rape or incest, like it's still illegal. And I think that just makes it even worse for women because now it's like you have to carry around this burden. And it's also like, who I get what you're saying about like it's still a life and like the baby shouldn't be liable for the sins of the father. Not even that, but it's also like, okay, what about the mother? Because I feel like it's one thing to bring a child into the world when you didn't want it, but also to bring a child into the world when it's like one came from a horrible situation. Like, can you imagine telling a child, like, oh, I was raped. That's how you were born.
Yeah.
Like, that's absolutely disgusting. And I would feel bad for the mother and the child. And I feel like this is just going to make, if I feel like now if women aren't able to get abortions if they choose to, I feel like the child most likely is going to end up in like a foster care system or like being adopted. And I feel like their situation could be much more worse.
Absolutely. Lastly, Lana.
Yeah, when I first saw that this story was something we were going to talk about, I was pretty upset to hear it. Because what I don't understand is why all these decisions that are being made, they're being made by men.
Exactly.
How are they supposed to know what is going on within a woman's body? These events are traumatic for many women to go through this. And they're reasoning that, oh, it's a life, the kid still deserves to live. That kid is most likely going to grow up in a very horrible situation because if they get kept, the mother is probably never going to really feel like they can completely love them because she'll be scarred by the situation that happened to conceive said child. So the child's always going to think that they did something wrong. And if they're put into like the foster care system, well, that's a whole other can of worms that never seems to work out very well in this country. So
Never does. And I'm glad everyone got to say their piece on this situation. I think we're all on the same page. Oklahoma, you need to be better. The rest of the United States, I hope that you don't follow what Oklahoma does. And, it's just, again, it's an attack on human rights, I think, again. At this point in this country, we're going to take the stories to Africa as they are dealing with a very, very tough food crisis. As West Africa is facing its worst food crisis in a decade due to increasing conflicts, droughts, floods, and the war in Ukraine. The number of West Africans needing emergency food assistance has nearly quadrupled from 7 million in 2015 to 27 million by this year in nations including Burkina Faso, Niger, Chad, Mali, and Nigeria, where thousands have also been displaced because of rising extreme violence. The number could jump to 38 million by June if action isn't taken soon to help people in the Sahel, the sweeping region south of the Sahara Desert, the group warned. Quote, cereal production in some parts of the region has dropped by amount of a third compared to last year. Family food supplies are running out. Drought, flood, conflict, and economic impacts of COVID-19 have also forced millions of people off their land, pushing them onto the brink. Children are suffering deeply, with estimates by the United Nations saying that some 6.3 million children, 5 years and under, will actually be malnourished this year. Young girls will also be faced the brunt of the problems, being forced into early marriages or facing gender-based violence as food becomes scarcer. Drought and poor rainfall distribution have reduced the food sources in many communities in the central Sahel region. Food prices have also increased by up to 30% in West Africa. Wow. that is another story where it's very hard to hear that kind of news, where not only is it just like people struggling to get food, but it's a lot of that stuff is out of their hand. Like they can't really control that. And so many things, like I don't think people really realize how impactful the war in Ukraine is on the entire world. And especially in regions like this, where now they had their own problems before, but now Ukraine is stopping, not Ukraine, but the war in Ukraine is stopping a lot of production and, the chance of having food delivered to these areas. So it's very hard to hear. What do you guys think?
Firstly, I didn't even know this was happening. So I find it's very interesting, like you said, just to see that the war has affected like so many other countries. I feel bad because it really is out of their control and it's not something like that the country can necessarily do to help out. And I feel bad that like mainly for the children, because it's like they're basically at the end of it and they kind of have to ta take on everybody else's problems, I feel like, in the country.
It's it's these children they're only 5 and under pretty much. So we're not even talking about even kids 6 to 18 or something like that. Like these
Exactly.
are babies and they're born into this world with really no chance. And it's a tough pill to swallow, and to just hear that, because this is a story that you turn on the news, you're not going to hear about it. Like I've watched news channels and all this stuff, and I haven't heard a single thing about this food crisis at
Yeah.
all. And it's a shame because it's very important, because they are just as much people as we are. And I think this story needs to be more well known to everyone else. Very quickly, did you guys know about this?
No.
No?
No.
We always hear about just the crises that are happening in Africa, and you never really notice until something like this is when it gets really bad.
Yeah.
Like this is to the point where it's like we need to sort of step in. I know climate change has played such a huge part in some stuff like that. I've heard that there's just going to be mass migrations happening in the next few years, and uh, this is just a byproduct of it. I think we need to start focusing a little bit more on helping our fellow man and trying to get more food and resources into Africa.
Absolutely. Very quickly, Lana, would you like to add anything on there?
I mean, I agree with all of that. Americans throw out like millions of pounds of food a day, and that good food could be you, or even, and it's food that hasn't even been touched. That good food could be sent to West Africa because these people are almost starving to death, and no one
Absolutely.
deserves that.
I don't know if you guys are too familiar with this. I'm sure Aidan might be. Actually, Anthony, you also worked at a shop, right?
Yep.
The amount of waste, especially in like the produce department for things that aren't spoiled, are absolutely insane. And the fact that so many companies, including ShopRite, Walmart's, any grocery store, they throw away so many items that are perfectly edible that people can be eating. And even where I work, we make hot food. Once it's like at a certain time, we throw all of it away. Like we can't
Mhm.
even give it to our workers or anyone. It has to be thrown out. And I wish that could change somehow, because so many people are starving out there. And it's just, that's one of like the worst feelings, especially when you work a job like that, is having to throw away all that stuff and knowing that somebody out there could actually use it. And I don't know, this is just another tough situation. And hopefully throughout time, we can put more resources into Africa and give them the chance that we have here, because most people here, I'm not going to say all, because there are certain people that obviously cannot afford a daily meal or anything like that. But I think we take it a little bit for granted here that we have just, I could easily go to a 7-Eleven, buy some random snack, and I'll be good for the day. And that's accessible to me. But people in that West African region, that's not an opportunity that they have. And they have to really cherish every moment that they get food. So I don't know, appreciate what you have around you guys, and enjoy what you have, because some people don't have it and never will get it. So take that as a little perspective for today. But more importantly, we have some things to do during the week when we're not doing homework, when we're not eating, when we're not driving on Route 80 or whatever route you want to be driving on. Lana is the only person that can put us into place and tell us what to do with our free time. Lana, how can we pass some time?
Well, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 comes out on Friday in theaters and it is rated PG. The world's favorite blue hedgehog is back for a next level adventure in Sonic the Hedgehog 2. After settling in Green Hills, Sonic is eager to prove that he has what it takes to be a true hero. His test comes when Dr. Robotnik returns, this time with a new partner, Knuckles, in search for an emerald that has the power to destroy civilizations. Sonic teams up with his own sidekick, Tails, and together they embark on a globe-trotting journey to find the emerald before it falls into the wrong hands.
Ooh, have anyone seen Sonic 1?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Amina, Aidan, please give us a review of Sonic 1.
Well, as the resident film major here, I think I can tell you that it was a good movie. I liked it.
Oh, a good movie.
It was a good movie. I liked it. I like watching it.
I'm just sad that Jim Carrey's retiring.
Oh, wow.
Ain't no way he's retiring before he plays Fat Eggman.
He just did.
Nah,
He
he's gonna
announced
play
it.
Eggman in the third movie.
He said unless there's a great script, I'm done acting. And I was
Yeah,
like,
and then that great script probably comes in like 2 years.
Jim,
Here's the thing. Anytime I
don't
hear
leave.
like an actor or a musician say, you know what? I'm retired. You know what happens? They always come back.
Mhm.
Always. No, none of these people are ever fully retired. Except maybe Bruce Willis, because
oh yeah,
Well,
that
yeah.
one's
was
that's a
sad.
health scenario. If it's health related, I get it.
Michael J.
But Jim
Fox.
Carrey, he's gonna come back in The Mask, the sequel,
Dumb and Dumber, 3
Yeah.
Tree,
3D.
3D
Yep.
Tree. Yeah.
Are there even 3D movies anymore?
I don't really think so.
Like, is 3D dead?
It might
I-
be
It should be. It probably should be.
IMAX.
IMAX, yeah.
Oh, have you guys ever
Mm.
been to a 4D theater?
No.
I
Is that
want
when
to
they're like-
try
Wait,
one.
where like the whole room?
Yeah, it's like
Yeah.
the whole. Well, it's 3D, like the visual, right?
Uh-huh.
But then it's like your chair will shake if there's like an action scene going on, or what crazy one was there's like a water scene, like
Oh, and they
water will.
spray? Oh, like the roller coaster.
Yeah,
I
like that,
remember I
but a
was
whole
in
movie.
like Universal,
do
and there
that.
was one of those, like it was like a Shrek one, a Shrek themed one, and there was like one part where there were like bugs all across the screen, and like
Mhm.
they had like these little like things that would like bump up like on the floor and like make it feel like there was bugs crawling underneath your feet.
Mm-hmm.
So cool.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh, no bugs, please. No. But yeah, Sonic 2. I'm excited to, I should probably see the first one, I think. I like Sonic. He's cool. Little blue dog. He's not a hedgehog. The running bit is that I refuse to call Sonic a hedgehog for some reason in every Tuesday article about Sonic. But yeah, so Sonic, he's blue and he's in theaters again.
Yeah.
Yo,
What else
Aidan.
do we have?
Yo,
Lana?
Metal Lords comes out on Friday. It is not rated on Netflix. Two kids want to start a heavy metal band in high school where exactly two kids care about heavy metal. Hunter, played by Adrian Greensmith, is a diehard metal fan. Is there any other kind? Who knows his history and can shred? His dream in life is to win the upcoming Battle of the Bands. He enlists his best friend Kevin, played by Jadine Martell, to man the drums, but when schoolmates more interested in Bieber than Black Sabbath, finding a bassist is a struggle. Until Kevin overhears Emily, played by Isis Hensworth, slaying on her cello. The motley crew must contend with school, parents, and hormones and teen angst while trying to get along enough for a band name that I cannot say because we are FCC compliant to win the Battle of the Bands.
That, well, I
That sounds awful.
that sounds
School of
terrible.
Rock, baby. School of Rock.
That's
Part
Thanksgiving.
two.
Ugh. Okay, I gotta be honest. I feel like this has the potential. I imagine that somehow Kevin falls in love with Emily. That description was entirely full with 99% puns. That was definitely a journey to listen to. Is anyone gonna watch that movie?
It's Netflix School of Rock.
It was a journey to
No.
say.
Shred.
But yeah, that's
Alright.
all right, Lana. What else can we watch?
We got one more on the movie docket for this
Woo.
week. All the Old Knives comes out Friday on Prime Video and is rated R. When the CIA discovers one of its agents leaked information that cost more than 100 people their lives, veteran operative Henry Pelham, played by Chris Pine, is assigned to root out the mole form among his former office mates at the agency's Vienna station. His investigation takes him from Austria to England to California, where he is reunited with his one-time colleague and ex-lover Celia Harrison, played by Thandween Newton. The pair are forced to blur the lines between profession and passion in this riveting tale of global espionage, mortal ambiguity, and deadly betrayal.
Well, if generic action movie was a thing, it would probably be called All the Old Knives.
This is a spy thriller. This is an action
I was
movie.
thinking this was
Really,
gonna
this
be-
is something that you guys are gonna watch.
This is a spy
No.
thriller.
You
What do you mean no?
I'm saying no. No, I'm not gonna go see this.
I know, but like you said, like so, like no, I'm never seeing this.
Well, 'cause it
I'm
sounds
not.
just so.
I mean, maybe.
Mm-mm.
Like this is not even an airplane movie for me. Once again, I don't think Chris Pine is probably putting people in the seats either these days. No offense to you, Chris. But yeah, this movie doesn't really do anything for me. Aidan, back in the Shadow Realm, you are a resident movie guy yet again. Even though that you are not the only film major, for some reason I only believe you to be the film guy for some reason. Lana is also our resident film major. But is All the Old Knives going to be the next big Hollywood hit?
No.
And that has been Aidan reporting
what?
live from the
You
Shadow
guys,
Realm.
you guys have no faith. I have all the faith in the world in this movie. You know, I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna tell you my review next
Okay,
week.
wait, are you actually going to watch it?
Yes.
Okay, next week review All the Old Knives. I'm going to put it here on our little script review.
It's gonna be
by
the
Anthony.
best movie ever.
I really doubt that.
No matter how bad it is, I'm going to say it's the best movie ever.
You know what? I respect the bit, but if we could get an honest review, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Because I think it's going to be an actual.
We'll do that too.
I'd like to see if
Dumpster
there's a
fire.
sequel.
But Lana, we've been watching movies.
Mhm.
We've been enjoying Netflix, the movie theater, Amazon Prime, Walmart Plus, ShopRite on the go. Every app probably has a streaming service at this point, even our very own school.
That's true.
But some people like to game, man. Like to put on the sticks. Please, what can we play this week?
Well, Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga came out yesterday for PS5, Xbox Series XS, PS4, Xbox One, PC, and Switch. And tomorrow, The House of the Dead comes out for the Switch.
Okay, that is exciting because I'm not a Lego Star Wars fan, but I have a strange feeling one human at the minimum is probably very excited about this game. A resident Star Wars human being. Anthony, Lego Star Wars is
my
out.
goodness.
Have you
All
bought
right,
in it? Are you gonna
all right.
play it? Is this your genre of thing?
I love Star Wars,
Oh, there's gonna
but
be
I'm
a
not a
blood.
Lego Star Wars guy.
Wow.
Never was. Never was.
Interesting.
I'm sure my brother's gonna be playing that because he was a huge Lego Star Wars kid growing
What a
up.
nerd.
But
kidding.
yeah, a couple of my friends here on campus, they were going crazy for this. They were telling me, oh, when you come over to the room, like our room, we're gonna be playing Lego Star Wars. I go, I'm just not gonna. And they're like, no, you are. And I'm like, no, I am not. They're like trying to force me into playing this game, and I'm just sort of like, I just don't care either way. Like
Yeah.
the best Lego game, Lego Batman,
Mm,
far.
Oh, Amina, what is the best Lego game?
to me, I think the best one is the Lego Harry Potter, but that's just me.
Fair.
Potter.
All right.
Wait, Amina, did you have like a killer British accent?
I
feel?
do. I
Okay.
do.
Explain your next sentence, but using that accent, please.
Okay. All right. So I do enjoy the Lego games a lot actually. I played Lego Star Wars back when I was a child. I think it was fun. I never really paid much attention to the storyline, but other than that, I won't be playing this one, but I wouldn't necessarily say that the Lego Star Wars is bad.
Star Wars.
Amina Granger. Amina Granger.
I felt immersed right there. It was like Hogwarts in real life. Amina,
Thank
that's
you.
your next role. You're gonna be in the next
Please.
Harry Potter franchise.
I've only ever dreamt of it.
Lego edition though. Lego edition, not the real one.
Uh,
Hate to sell you short, but that's what's gonna happen.
Lego Harry Potter the movie.
Lego.
featuring Amina.
Well, didn't they do that for the Batman? Oh no, that's the Lego movie.
They did look about the movie.
They did Lego Batman.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so it's possible, I guess. That just seems. Did you guys watch the Lego movies?
I
No.
did.
I don't know.
Really? Are you guys Lego people?
I like.
Um,
I actually recently. This is gonna sound really stupid.
You bought a Lego set, didn't you?
No.
Oh.
So I went to I was at the mall with a few of my boys the other day, and there's a Lego store.
Yeah.
I walk in, because curious mind. And then I saw that they had like these like little like stations where you can make like your own Lego minifigures.
mhm.
It was 3 for $10. I did it.
You.
Bring the figures.
Oh yeah. So there's 3 of them. So there's Firebending Jesus.
Nice.
All right.
Okay.
So it's a guy with like a beard and like he has like one of those like flame things. So I call him Firebending Jesus. There's Jedi Panda.
Okay.
It's this character who has like a panda head on, and then he has like a lightsaber. So I call him Jedi Panda. And then there's the hockey player. He's just a hockey player.
Just hockey player.
He's just a hockey player.
Is he
yeah.
Canadian?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He's Canadian.
Canadian hockey player.
Yep.
Jesus.
And
And a
Firebending
panda.
Jesus and Jedi Panda.
Got it. Was it worth the $10?
Oh, it was so worth it.
Okay.
They're sitting on my desk right now, so I'll bring them in next week.
All right. So we need a movie review and a Lego review.
Lego minifigures and the review of Chris Pine's new movie.
Next week is going to be a very heavy Anthony show. All hour 2, nothing but Anthony content for you
Oh,
guys.
yeah. So exciting.
Aidan, are you a Lego guy?
I want you guys to take a good long think
You're
about
100%
me.
a Lego.
Yeah, yeah. No, I actually just bought one the other night.
Like a set? Or
Yeah,
like a,
yeah, like I
okay.
said. I got really bored and I bought one off Amazon.
Do you build them like all the way?
Actually, sometimes I build them with my girlfriend, but this time, yeah, I just built it. It was a small one. I usually get like the $15 ones.
Interesting. What is the coolest Lego set you built then?
Oh, wait. That's a good question.
Hmm.
You see The Mandalorian season 1?
I've not.
Anthony, you see The
Yeah, yes,
Mandalorian
I
season
have.
1?
I have.
You know his ship?
The
I-
Razor Crest?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I spent a good quarter of my paycheck on that.
That's awesome.
Good
Dude.
quarter of your paycheck.
Wait, you and your girlfriend do Lego dates?
Yeah, like when we're getting gifts for each
Wow.
other, we have this
Wow.
little
That's
trend now where
nice.
along with all our
Wow.
gifts, we'll get like the little $5 boxes for each other and then build them.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh, that happens in the Lifetime in my Hallmark movies.
And Amina's Bermuda for her lifetime agenda.
Lego relationships. The new Hallmark movie.
Hey, shout out to Caitlin though. I respect it. Has she always been a Lego person, or is that something you forced upon her?
Oh, well, I definitely forced it upon her now, but she was when she was a kid.
Okay. Yeah. I like Legos, but I never really bought the sets.
Same.
But I respect y'all. Y'all do what you got to do.
Yeah, I bought a few. My boyfriend did buy me a Lego Batman set, so I've been working on that for my birthday.
Is it a giant Batman?
It's a Batmobile.
Oh, cool.
Ooh. I want the Lego Death Star.
See, now that seems very frustrating to build.
No, I mean it's just like a puzzle. Like you do puzzles. Like
Yeah, but here's the thing. Here's the thing about puzzles. All right. Every now and then, a regular puzzle, like 2D puzzle with like 100 pieces, very small amount of pieces. I could rock with that. There was one time I got like a 3D puzzle of a green apple. That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my life.
A green apple.
Yeah, it was for Christmas one year. Opened it up. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this puzzle, and I got very frustrated. Gave up. Then remembered I had the puzzle, and then I said, I'm gonna complete it. And that was something like in the summertime, probably. Did it, and I was not happy when I finished. I hate puzzles. I'm not a puzzle person.
you know what? You got to exercise your brain a little bit, Isaiah.
Hey, that's why I got Duolingo.
Oh, I had to get rid of that.
Why was the owl assaulting your
Yeah.
notifications?
Every 5 seconds.
Did you practice your Spanish today?
Yeah. I'm like, just leave me alone. Delete.
I rock with you, Duolingo Owl. Their social media is great as well. Very briefly, is anyone going to get Lego Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga and
Yes.
or
No.
The House of the Dead? Did Aidan say yes?
Yes.
Oh, so you're very excited about this.
Not very excited.
Okay.
Like I'm kind of burnt out, but I am gonna pick it up because I've heard from my friends that it's good.
Isn't it just like a remake of the other one?
No, this one they like completely updated the combat and stuff. Like it's still basic because it's a Lego game. But
Yeah.
my friend said it was like surprisingly fun.
Oh, well, there you go. If you're interested, go play a Lego game, I guess. Only if you want to, because we can't force that upon you here. We are gonna move on to a story for today. It's Coke for gamers, but the PG version, everyone. Coke's recent foray into bold new flavors has its latest entry, and that entry is a limited edition beverage. Coca-Cola Starlight, a red version of the iconic soda with the flavor inspired by space. How can you make space a flavor? I don't know, but maybe I can tell you how. Now the company is one-upping itself because that was a recipe of the past, and they are introducing Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Bite, a new flavor that is supposed to taste like, you guessed it, pixels. Yep, you can taste the pixel. Only with Coke, though. Coca-Cola Zero Sugar Bite makes the intangible taste and pixels tangible. And that comes from Owana Vlad, the senior director of strategy at Coca-Cola. It's the Coca-Cola taste you know and love, but with bright elements of upfront and refreshing with the finish. Bite existed online before it did in real life. The product appeared globally late in March on a little island of this small indie game known as Fortnite. Yes, Fortnite has come to life now, as there is a place called Pixel Point, and Anthony seems to be a Fortnite kind of guy.
Yes.
So yeah, the drink comes from the hit game Fortnite. Players were able to drink it, I guess, in the game, buy it with virtual currency. I don't know how you got a hand on it in the game. Maybe Anthony could describe that to us, because good Lord, that game is confusing to me. But apparently you can taste the pixel, guys, and that is very exciting.
Coca-Cola that tastes like pixels.
Yes.
I feel like that tastes how TV static smells.
How does that smell?
Yeah, I was gonna say, how
Describe.
did you
You
smell?
never smelled like TV static?
How can
No.
you smell it?
Like it, like
TV
as a
static
kid,
smell.
it has like a distinct smell. Like you go right up to the TV, like while it's like doing like the little white noise thing. Like you know what I'm talking about? Like
I do.
it's got a smell.
I'm concerned with the fact that you were walking up to the TV just smelling it.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, why are you smelling TVs, man? That seems very
Being
weird.
being a kid, you get curious. You go
Hold on, Anthony.
Wait,
You
Hold on,
smell-
I'm gonna
you
take a
smell
quick
TV,
poll,
you
Anthony.
You smell
You smell TVs. You smell
Hold on.
stuff.
Everyone in this room has been a kid at some point in their life. And including in the shadow realm. Lana, have you ever smelt a TV before?
No, and I've done some pretty weird things.
Exactly. Amina,
smell-
have you
TV
ever smelt a
static, come
TV
on.
before?
Absolutely not.
You don't
That's
know
what
what
I
TV
thought.
static smells.
Hold
like.
on,
That's like a
Anthony.
common thing.
Aidan, in the shadow realm, things are a little bit different. But do you people smell TVs in that room?
Yes,
I had a feeling.
but not intentionally.
Why do I thought you for once you'd be on my side, Aidan, but then I remembered who you are, and no, apparently you would sniff.
No,
a
I
TV.
didn't just go up sniffing TVs.
How did
No.
it happen?
You know those weird old TVs that were massive with like the dome screen, and you went up, and if you put your finger on it, it would like give you a little static shock.
Yes.
Yeah. I would go there, and I would sometimes it would like it made that smell of like hot electronics, like a printer.
Huh?
Listen to this. Listen to this.
Wait,
An electric
What?
current itself doesn't have an odor, but in instances when electricity becomes visible or audible, it also creates a distinctive smell. The smell electricity emits is the contents of the gases created when electricity conducts through air. I am right.
yes, but
Why?
why were you willingly?
I wasn't willingly doing it. I just smelt it. You don't willingly go up and smell stuff like that. It's just like you smell it.
Are you sure about that?
I don't know. Anthony. It
Yes.
seems like you're backtracking now.
No.
I'm almost certain.
I know what
6-year-old
TV
you
static smells like.
woke up one morning and you decided.
I watched some
wonder what that
SpongeBob,
smells
and you
like.
know what? I want to smell some TV static.
That's exactly what happened, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. We still support you.
But Coca-Cola Pixels taste like TV static.
That's gonna be their new
Wait,
quote.
But how will you know what it tastes like?
Because like.
Oh, I
taste
totally
smell-
licked the screen of the TV.
All right.
What is
see-
happening, Aidan?
No, that's
Who
not.
are you?
That's not fair. It gave the weird static thing, and I wanted.
And you just thought, oh, let
And
me
that
go
was your
lick
response?
this screen.
How old were you?
It was yesterday.
You don't want to know the answer to that. This is coming from the kid who bought that blue fire was cold because it was blue. I'm not the one you should be asking these questions.
Oh my god. Aidan, I feel like much like Lana, I learned so much about you guys on this show that makes me wonder how.
For once, it's not me.
Yeah, for once it's not you, Lana. You're the normal one here.
No, she's the Russian spy.
Oh, not the Russian spy.
I'm not Russian.
Put that on a t-shirt. I'm not Russian. Anyways, guys, we are gonna take a quick break.